Doesn't show up in the. Okay, I'm on, and I'm just waiting to see if I could just get the live link. I don't know how to get it on my phone. I dropped the link in the chat. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have a friend of mine, Miriam, on, and we're gonna do a Quran study. Oh, here. Copied it. Paste. And we're gonna do it together. I'm super excited. Hi, Miriam.
Hey, Erica.
Peace. Peace to you guys.
Blessings. We're just exiting.
Did the light come on? Hold on. Hold on, I gotta be in the video. Hold on. There we go.
Okay.
Hold on. Put your phone.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're doing good. Right now I'm trying to cut like bad habits in my life and do more like ethnobotanical herbal
So, Erica,
stuff.
we're having a little bit of a drive. Is that okay that Matt's here? I know you wanted it to be like a girl's thing.
That's totally fine. I'm not exclusivist at
Okay.
all.
Okay.
It's two girls, one guy,
Okay.
and one God. No. What you guys doing?
We're going to like Jungle Prada. It's like a pier, like a little pier on the bay. It's like only like 4 minutes from my house.
You want to come on, Alex? Two guys, two girls, one God. Okay, it's just two girls, one guy, and one God now.
Okay.
Well, that sounds fun.
We went over. It was our niece's birthday, and then we went to that, and then we came home. It was right like 2 houses down, and I felt like I wasn't ready to be home yet. So I was like, we need to go do something else.
Oh, that's so fun. There's like not much to do around here, but to just like be really like, I guess, zen and kind of just stay where I am. But maybe one day I'll move somewhere there's more to go to. I miss the water because I'm from New York City. I like water.
Oh my God. When I'm in Canada, I feel like, wow, like Toronto, I just miss water. So I love being down here in Florida.
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling like I want a little bit of mountains, though. Like I'm missing the mountains.
That's nice. Yeah. I've just been going down a rabbit hole of learning about what social justice warriors are because I actually didn't know what they were until like 3 days ago, and
Really?
I really didn't. I don't know why. I just totally like blacked out that part of humanity and reality, and I knew that it sort of existed already. I just didn't know the extent of what it was, and it was interesting how it's called the leftist people, the leftists, or the left. And I was thinking about, are they like the companions of the left in the Quran? Kind of how like the I'm talking about. You know what social justice warriors are?
I mean,
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, and I know what verses you're talking about. I think we spoke about that before. Like, yeah, like the Ashabul Yamin and Ashabul Shimal, like the companions of the left. and the Companions of the Right.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like I haven't I've just kind of only been thinking about that lately. I'm trying to get out, like it's been making me a little like upset just like watching so many videos of the way they act and studying like the really like harsh like reality of how there's people without reasoning and stuff like that. But I like move forward from that
Yeah.
at past that point, like kind of like right now, just kind of move on because it's just kind of like kind of a cesspool. But it's something good to know. It's just too like dark for me right now. But
Yeah.
moving on. What's something you guys been thinking about a lot lately? I heard about your mushroom friend.
Yeah. That was
That's
very, yeah, he was interesting. It's crazy because we met him like the day before or 2 days before, and he was wearing like a mushroom outfit, you know? And like I just felt like I'm like that. I looked at him and I was like, man, he's like embodying the mushroom. Like I really like I didn't know anything about him at all.
Mhm.
But besides the fact that he was like in a mushroom outfit, I still felt like he.
That was a dead giveaway right there.
No, but yeah, but I was like, wow, he really embodies that, you know. And then like I found out that like that's his whole thing. Is like, you know what I mean? It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was like a rapper or anything.
Oh, that's cool.
The synchronicities, the things that are just aligning have been pretty, just subhanAllah, perfection.
Yeah, glory to God for that, for sure. I mean, you were talking, I saw his picture and it had the same mushroom that I just took recently. Like, I
Oh my God, I
picked
want
it.
to try your tea. He just played me your video. I want to try that Blue Lotus tea.
It's life changing. Like, it's
Down
really
in
helping
your
me a
yard?
lot. Yeah,
Is it like a
at his
floral,
mom.
tiny floral blue?
Oh wait, what did you say?
Is it tiny floral blue petals? Is that what it looks like? I have to look it up more clearly.
Oh, the Blue Lotus, I order it.
Oh, okay. I thought you just found it outside your yard. I was like, oh my God.
No, the mushrooms I did though. The mushrooms,
okay.
I've been looking for them for a long time too. Like I spend a lot of money on them because they're pretty expensive. And I was like, I wish I could just find them. God willing, I just find them because it's like mushrooms, you know?
They found you.
Yeah, and they found me, and my cat was sitting right next to them.
Oh, awesome.
And I was, you know, and they're the northeastern ones, so they're like a little like more yellow and white. They're not red and white. But they're them, and I dried them and powdered it, and I jarred it because I have a lot, so they stay good.
Okay.
And they're great. I love them.
Because I saw the bag that you had of the Blue Lotus, and I was asking Matt. I was like, didn't she just say she found it in her yard? So yes, thank you for the clarification.
Oh, yeah. I think the lotus it only opens for 3 days out of the whole time that it's alive. So it goes like 3 days and it's gone. And the lotus, I think if you have a pond, is that right? They're water plants. You could grow them. If you have a pond, you could have white lotus, blue lotus, pink lotus. And
we went to this guy's backyard a few years ago, and his whole backyard was this like big pond, and it was full of lotus.
Oh, that sounds like just like amazing.
Yeah, they even made I forget what it was. It might have been like it was a ceremony of some sort. And they had made these jewelry out of the lotuses that went around their necks.
It was like a Hindu.
Yeah, it was like a Hindu, some sort of ceremony. And it was just beautiful.
Yeah, you can make cloth out of lotus. And like weaving with lotus is so expensive because it's so many and it's so delicate. And it's like a super hard process of making fabric from it. It's a very blessed plant. It makes you I smoke it all day. I pretty much always smoke lotus.
The same blue one?
Yeah. I like the blue one.
I'd like to try it as a tea. I love drinking tea even more so than coffee. Since Matt's been home though, I've been drinking more coffee, but I need to not. I feel better on
I'm
tea.
trying to stop coffee, man. I don't like that stuff.
I mean, we drink really pure coffee when we drink it. Like, we're very conscious of that.
Yeah.
But I just prefer tea. I feel like my body is more enhanced by tea.
Yeah, it's so much more healing. Coffee, like, you know, it can make you kind of aggressive or give you kind of problems in ways, even if it's good, it's just still like
Hey, Eric,
it's
can
very
you hold on
drug-like.
1 second, please? Can
What?
I just get back to you in 1 second? I want to take this call.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, 1 second. Am I still on there with her?
Maybe just down.
Yeah. Yeah, it is like a metaphor. It is a metaphor. She's on the phone now.
I'm sorry, I'm just so tired from the walk. I'm trying to pull myself together.
So like they'll be back in a second. I definitely agree with different types of tea. I like to just be careful sometimes because things can play with hormones and stuff like that, and you know, sometimes they are medicine, but you got to know like what time of the moon cycle you'd want specific medicines and which ones you'd want to just always have and stuff. And I'm really into, you know, going to the earth for natural medicine, because then the earth opens up, you know, God gives you blessings on the earth and opens you to this other realm. And I think that, you know, when I started, you know, stopping all pharmaceutical, you know, things and manipulated drugs and stuff like that, and wanted to go more towards like mushrooms and herbs, which I already did like, but just going in more seriously, you know, you see miracles, and I'll explain that more when they're back on. That, you know, there's definitely a deep spiritual healing when it comes to getting your what you take in your body from the earth around you, and the less tampered with it is, and the less stuff that's put in it with magic and stuff like that, the more you're gonna be open to really healing and getting more gelins out and being, you know, more intelligent centered person, stuff like that. And the more altered you're getting your food, and the less you care about where it's from, the less you care what's in it, is gonna show in your soul that, you know, you're not gonna care, you're not gonna, you know, be doing the right thing, you know, for your body or your soul. So naturally sourced earth medicine is an extremely important tool with centering yourself to where you are and to gaining power through God's healing. And the mushroom I'm talking about is the fly-agaric mushroom. It is not a psychedelic per se, and it's a let me look up actually the definition. Type of mushroom. It does work on your GABA receptors and dopamine. Amanita muscaria. Okay. Here's the ones over here that I found. The northeastern ones are like yellow. And I remember the first time I tried these, I actually took a pretty good dose, and a rainbow appeared over my house and I felt extremely electrified. Yeah. And I don't want to get into too much before the guests come back, but we'll tell you about what grows near these mushrooms that is the antidote to taking too much of them. So muscarine, muscimol, ibotenic acid, and muscaria. Ibotenic acid and muscimol are structurally related to each other and the two major neurotransmitters of the central nervous system, glutamatic acid and GABA, respectively. Ibotenic acid and muscimol act like neurotransmitters. Muscimol muscimol being a potent GABA antagonist. And I think there's two different types of GABA receptors, GABA A and GABA B. GABA A is responsible. We'll see what GABA A is responsible in a second. All right. Okay. So while ibotenic acid is an agonist of NMDA glutamate receptors and certain metabotropic glutamate receptors, which are involved in the control of neuronal activity, it is these interactions which are thought to cause psychoactive effects found in intoxication. I find them to be very non-intoxicating, but I know that there's levels and a certain amounts you'd eat to receive certain thresholds. I find it very thank you. Not the sandwich. I love you. Little sweet. Yeah, I'm just waiting for my guests to get back on. Okay. And the for a overdose of fly agaric, actually a cure is the chemical silymarin, which is in milk thistle, will treat that.
Actually, silymarin is named after Mary.
It is?
Yeah.
This is the milk thistle is named after?
Which is what Miriam.
Oh, Miriam, jump back in soon.
But no, it's named after Mary because they say it grew on her grave or something like that. Oh, try this. I poured cardamom with the major mushroom tea. It's actually really
It's done?
No. Just what was on the bottom of that cup.
Yeah, it's nice. Okay. So Miriam, you're back at a great
back for a moment, yes.
Okay. Oh, do you have to go soon again?
I think so, because Matt's not with me, and I just left him by himself.
Oh no! Now it's really two girls, one god. Well, I was just saying that
there's always only the reality of God, honestly.
Yeah.
Just the oneness of God as well that exists. The only truth.
Yes. So we were talking about the mushroom that I found, and it if you are having an overdose on it, let's say you ate too much, the cure would be milk thistle, and I know the active ingredient in it is called silymarin, and it's named after Mary, which you're named after her too.
Yes, that is why my father named me Miriam.
Yeah. So yeah, milk thistle, and I think it grew on Mary's grave. You should find you should find him. Where is he? You ran away.
Matt?
Yeah.
No, he's just inside. We're ordering like a soup and a salad
Ooh, nice.
to eat, and then we're gonna go out to the pier.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I was just gotta meditate. Here's Alex. Says hi.
Hi.
Alex, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah. So.
Oh, we should send her some tea mix. We should
Oh,
make them
yeah.
into bags. Like
And
we should
found
bag
the
it.
Morning Glory seeds today.
Oh, I wanted to tell you from our tea, when we made our tea, magic happened. We were walking around town and we found my old Morning Glory plants. They dried and they're dead. And we saw their seeds. So we picked all their seeds today and we made another tea with the seeds from the what was I just talking about? From the Morning Glories. I'm sorry. From the Morning Glories. And it's a psychedelic LSA thing. And then we were walking and we found a whole grapevine with all these grapes everywhere.
Yeah.
And we were always looking for grapes to make wine. So we found all these things.
Edible grapes?
Yeah, they're dead now though, but we found them. If we were just there like maybe 4 weeks earlier, they would be edible. They were nice. They were like pressing wine grapes.
Wow.
Come, silly, come.
Oh, you're doing good.
Come.
But now it's too
Do you guys ever come to Florida?
2 guys, 1 girl, God the all-encompassing.
Later.
I want to come to Florida. My mom lives there.
Really?
Yeah.
What
I
area?
want to visit you guys.
What area?
She's in Fort Pierce.
Okay.
I don't know where that is. Here's later. I want to get out of Pennsylvania a little bit. It's making me
God.
feel constricted.
Well, one of the things I want to do this year is visit Pennsylvania. We have a friend who has an RV, and I want to ask her if we can like swap house and RV, because my husband's grandfather, he's 101, he lives up in Pennsylvania, and Noah, our son, is always wanting to see Grandpa, and I think that it's important for him to hang out with his grandfather, especially when he's asking for it. And yeah, I just feel like it's so nice to be able to roam the world and not feel tied down, and I don't like that feeling.
I feel tied down right now, and I would feel open if you guys visited. I would feel amazing. You guys can stay here too if you want. I have like 3 bedrooms and I don't use them at all.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you guys can definitely stay.
Thank you. Holy cow.
I feel like I'm there with you guys eating this meal.
Live in relation to where Grandpa is. Is he in Waynesboro, Matt?
Let me look it up.
Sorry?
Your grandpa? What area of Pennsylvania is he at?
He's in, I think, like Waynesboro.
Okay.
Let me look it up.
Waynesboro, Pennsylvania.
Let's see how far we are. We are 2 hours from there. That's not bad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's
Okay.
a big state, Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's big, yeah.
Right. Yeah, when we would visit another friend in Virginia when we visit Grandpa, and I think she's about 2 hours. You know, it sounds like everything's 2 hours from Grandpa.
Yeah, because I think he's at the border of Pennsylvania to Maryland.
Okay.
It seems like
is Franklin around there? I feel like did he maybe move from Waynesboro to a place called Franklin, Matt? That's what
I think Matt left.
Oh, all right. Never mind. Okay, no.
Well, Franklin is way farther, so I hope not. It's 4
Okay.
hours away.
Maybe that's where my friend lives. Maybe that's what I'm remembering.
If you ever come here, we have a Yingling factory. And we
What's
have
that?
a whole bunch of the beer
It's
factory.
the oldest brewery.
It's like an old
but
brewery.
they give you a free tour, and on
It's a free tour,
on
yeah.
the tour you can see they have
Okay.
all these underground tunnels.
Yeah, it's a very mud flood tour. It's like a mud flood tour.
Yeah.
It's like a Tartarian mud flood tour. I would take it more than
Yeah.
a
Wow.
beer tour.
You know, we
So
should
you've
go
been to
for
Florida
Canada
before?
someday.
Yeah, we should all go to Canada. What?
My mom's in Canada.
Ooh, we're probably going to Canada sometime soon.
Yeah, my mom's from Montreal, so we go
Okay.
up there every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I miss Canada. I miss the food, the snacks, the people, the clothes,
Yeah, do you like
everything.
ketchup
Air.
chips?
I love the air.
Yeah,
The cold, crisp air.
yeah.
It's very like clearing.
Do you guys? I don't know how long you plan to be on, but I can call you back when we're at the pier.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, you guys have fun. I might be on.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it a little later. I'm getting a new camera
Okay.
this week,
Okay.
so I'm
Yeah,
gonna have a
we
nice
can
camera.
definitely plan again if tonight doesn't work out for sure.
Yeah, you know, if you want to,
God willing.
we could stay on, just me and you.
I might go off a little bit just because I have to rest more.
I got
I'm
something
quitting.
to say.
You have something to say.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys have a great. You guys can come back. We might be here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
So that was the exciting conclusion of Two Girls, One God, and Two Guys.
It was like it was like a guy and two guys, two girls, one God. You know what I'm saying? One Quran.
Yeah. So, you know,
Two girls, one criterion. I like that one.
yeah, but Two Girls, One God goes with the.
But that goes without saying. You have to say it, but God is one God. Yeah.
Yeah, but it gets down to the meaning, you know, and it goes with two, like it's the opposite of Two Girls, One Cup.
Yes, that's the opposite of two girls, one cup. What were you gonna say?
Listen, this opinion, it ain't gonna make me popular, but I'm not.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say there's only one God, and that doesn't include Jesus.
That's true.
Everything
That's what
else
that
diet,
is. That is something that I
that.
speak about on my channel, and
Yeah,
we.
like no offense to any Christians, like believe me, I
love Christian
I read
people.
the
I
same
love all-
scriptures.
I love all people, all
Yeah.
faiths. In between of each
Yeah,
people,
guys
you know,
are
there's some
awesome.
people I
I'm
don't.
not saying anything against Christian people. like,
What
you
we
guys are really
practice
cool,
and what
but-
we practice, and I don't even say what I believe because this is something that I really know.
Well, can I run it down for you? This is what happened. Judas was crucified. Judas was crucified instead of Jesus. Now, this isn't my words. This is the words from, I think it's the Infancy Gospel of Thomas or...
An
No,
apocrypha
but
book they took
Saint
out.
Barnabas. It's Apocrypha of Saint Barnabas. The
The
testimony
Apostle of Barnabas or something?
Yeah, something about Barnabas in the title. And that essentially, first of all, Jesus wasn't crucified. It was Judas.
It was a whole, it was like Jesus was.
Basically,
elsewhere.
they came looking for Jesus. They got him confused with Judas because they're all kind of look similar, and crucified Judas instead in an ironic twist of fate. So Jesus escaped. Rumor has it he went to India. He might have been in the Americas. Who knows? But the point is that there's only one God. God doesn't share his power with anyone. And you know, Christianity is like 99.999% right, but then they make this one little mistake, but it's a big mistake. And it kind of is like a grain of sand weighing down this entire beach.
Well, besides it being an idol worship, I think there's a lot of problems with organized religions in general. And I feel like it
Yeah.
causes people
But
to have
scripturally,
brainwashed stigmas.
even organized religion aside, just scripturally, if you could just see past that, this whole Jesus is God thing, it doesn't even really barely say it in the Bible. It barely even says that. Coffee? I can't drink coffee at this time.
Put it down. I didn't drink it.
You didn't have any?
I had one
I'll
sip
put it
right
over
now.
there. Stick with the crowd. At least you'll have good dreams, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, doctrine wise, and if you just read the Quran, it will explain it more in detail. But the Quran is really important because it's the criteria for which you can judge all the other religious books and all the other scriptures. Hey, what's up, bad boy? Nice to see you in the chat. But like, this is why I'm saying the Quran is important. If you read the way it's written, it's most religious scriptures, if not all religious scriptures, I think, are almost always just stories of the messengers and
Yo, I just realized
kind of
something.
examples.
When an idea isn't necessarily true, it's always worded very flowery, long, confusing, and like a little hard to follow.
Yeah.
But when an idea is true, it usually is represented very simply, not very wordy and like.
Yeah.
like running, like jogging in thought and words.
Yeah.
And I noticed like some scriptures are very joggy in words. Over time, they get more joggier and more confusing. And then
yeah.
the Quran is very like clear, concise, simple. Like,
Well, the Quran is interesting because it gives you, from the perspective of God, his own words. Like it gives you God's own words. It's very direct. It's very condensed. Like it says a lot without saying much.
Mhm.
And if it's a system that functions, and you can use this system to navigate through all the other different beliefs.
if you could clear up one thing right now to everyone out there that's never read the Quran, doesn't know about the Quran, what's something you would tell them right now that you feel is very important that they need to hear?
To
One
buy
thing.
in good deeds, to do more good deeds. Because at the end of the day, your good deeds and bad deeds are weighed on a scale, and your good deeds need to outweigh your bad deeds.
Which
That's
a lot
probably
of
the most
Christians
important
believe
thing.
it's faith over deeds, right? I think there's a
Yeah, there's an
sect
argument
of
with, is it faith or is it deeds? It's both.
works or
It's-
versus faith.
It's both, but the
Well,
good
what-
deeds are really important. If you think about, like, we think someone's successful because he has $10 billion or something. I would think someone's successful because they did 10 billion good deeds. Like that's the real success.
Yeah.
And it's something that you might not see reward for it in this life. But believe me, there will come a day when this is critical, and your good deeds are going to be the only thing that you're concerned with on that day. You're going to be like, damn, I wish I did more good deeds. Even the best people will be thinking that.
One day we should do an Omegle.
What?
We should go on Omegle and like truth bombs.
Let's do it right now.
You could get flagged because there's people exposing their parts on it, so I just want to prepare for that. I've like never used it before. I don't even know how. Like there's naked people and stuff. You get your channel like in trouble.
Well,
I don't feel like doing it right
Yeah,
now.
okay.
It's something that when we have a nicer camera, like just in a minute, you know. I know buying good deeds, but
yeah, it's too risky, I suppose.
when I'm more amped up to do it. You want to do it
Do
right
you have
now?
to join? What do you have to do?
I don't know.
I thought you used it all the time in high school.
No, it was like twice.
Oh.
I say all the time. All the time.
I don't
A
know.
couple times.
Try it. If it's a dude baiting, just
I don't feel like talking to all these people right now. I'm tired. You know, like I'm not denying a good deed by doing this. I just feel like I
Why'd
need
you bring it
time.
up then?
Said for future show. I could bring it up for us. I remember it for a future show. Now I'll really remember it.
It would be kind of cool, like Omegle someone, tell them the earth is flat, silica, Pizzagate.
All right. So next show we'll do that. Next time we come on, God, glory be to God, God willing, we'll do that.
If I think about it too much, I'm not gonna want to do it.
I already thought about it too much and don't really want to do it.
So what other important stuff is there? What would you say from the Quran if you could say one thing about it to someone?
That's hard because there's a lot of things I want to say, but I want it to be the most important thing.
What would that be?
When you follow the Quran with the Quran alone and read other scripture without religious creed, it'll be the most beneficial, life changing experience decision that you'll ever make in your entire life. And God will really just will it. I mean, it's nothing you could do.
Yeah,
But
I would say
if
this.
you follow the Quran, you're investing in the hereafter and not in this life. And then this life will shit on you
Yeah.
for not investing in it, but you won't care because this life is a fleeting test. You know, that's what I would say.
Well, I would say this: if there was someone who was on the fence about believing in God or not, and they're like, I don't know, they have like one side of the argument, they have the other side, they're confused. I would say to ask God for a sign, because the signs are all around you, and a sign could be something insignificant, like your favorite number pops up on the clock or something like that. But there are signs all around you at all times. It mentions in the Quran that Joseph had the ability of interpreting events. So like something would happen and he would say, based on this event, I interpret it this way and I think this is going to happen next. Or this was a bad idea, or that was a good idea. And, you know, anyone can do that. And I would say, as far as like prophets and messengers, anyone has potential to be one of those people.
If you're
Like,
reading
they're
sign,
not, yeah, or I mean, that's an aspect of it, but
yeah.
you know, they're not like on a pedestal. Like those were just normal people like us that strive in good deeds, and God can elevate anyone to that status. Like anyone could be Buddha or Jesus or Muhammad. They're not really important. What's important is the message, and the message is just there's one God. More than that, we really don't know. We don't know much more than that. I mean, he says
There's a hereafter, we know that. There's
yeah,
judgment day, we know that. There's hell, there's heaven, we know that. There's what sexual morality is, we know that to a certain extent. There's good deeds, we know that to a certain extent. And there's one God, we know that all encompassing.
there's some dietary restrictions.
There's dietary restrictions, and we know pretty much most of it. I mean, there's always like on the fence things, but that's why you gotta have reasoning,
Yeah.
you know. And
Oh, just
Sorry,
talking
man.
about reasoning, I think that a big thing with the SJW social justice warriors is that they are metaphysically cursed. They're unable to reason, and you can't really win an argument with someone who can't reason because they're just gonna do what they do, which is yell and curse and throw stuff and spit at you and smack people. And like, hey man, you guys go ahead and do that. This is your brief enjoyment for this time, and the recompense will be hell. You know, so
yeah.
So I'm at peace with them. I wouldn't even argue with them.
I won't even think about it too much anymore either, because I learned it and I know
Yeah.
that, and it's not something I want to like kill myself over knowing. Like,
Yeah.
you
And
know,
I think that's where like a lot of the right wing people go wrong, is that they try
They're
to
feeding-
reason
kind of feeding it,
with the
yeah.
left, and they can't be reasoned with.
yeah,
And then anyone who believes like this two-party democratic system is real, you know, you've been had. Like
it was set up this way. And
it
set
never
up-
was
yeah.
real. It was set up to give you the illusion that you have some kind of power in this one world authority.
Yeah, like a
that
democratic
reigns over us.
system is a facade for just total communist dictatorship. It's just giving the illusion that we are in a free system society with a say, but really you're just being tested by God at the end of the day, and that's the basis of how to live. And like, it doesn't matter politics and, you know, like petitions and voting and everything like that. At the end of the day, it's God to trust with him, because he's at the top of deciding everything. And you know, then politics is like a religion. I mean, it's all like different types of cults, and you know, I'm more likely to think the people that are like right wing people are way more intelligent. They have reasoning. They're not all the way at the point of someone who I would consider to be devoid of all these labels and constructs, but they're still good, usually good people. Not all of them, but there's good people. They have logic, they have reasoning. They can see that these people are acting crazy as fuck, but at least they have a working brain. But hold on, I'm sorry, my hormones are going crazy.
Yeah.
Balancing.
Well, without the Quran, I wouldn't know that they can't be argued with. I would still be there trying to argue with these people.
And like killing myself over there, like not listening, you know.
Yeah, I had two best friends growing up, and you know, I've told them time and time again, pick up the Quran, pick up the Quran. The one of them's atheist; he's never going to pick up the Quran, and the other one, he might later in life, I don't know, but for whatever reason, it wasn't his time.
There's a covering over their eyes, and none can take it away but
and no one
God.
could take it but God. But
You want to do a like little question and answer thing? So like, I wanted to do like if you were talking to someone that's an atheist, right?
mhm.
And I'll ask you a question as someone who's like, I'm not atheist, but I'm speaking as if I were an atheist. How would you respond to these questions?
Yeah.
So I'll give you one, and this is one that's mentioned in the Quran. So I'm just gonna bring it up, kind of quiz you. If God is so merciful and kind, well then how come there's death, suffering, and killing all over the world and mass oppression, man?
Well, this life is but a test. It's a brief stint in time, and this bad stuff that happens in the world is invented by men and by devils, by demons. A lot of people want to blame all their problems on some other entities, but really they should blame themselves for listening to the demons, because it's the demons that do that, and it's a test. It's fun. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not like people make it like it's so horrible. This life's just
it's
a
kind of their
illusion.
perception,
Yeah.
right? Like it's kind of like a constraint of their own brain. Like
It's like if you believe in God, you win twice, because you win in this life because you pass the test, and you win in the next life because you're rewarded, and you have nothing to fear, because if you die, you're just going back to God.
well, there's things to fear, and God tells you to fear it, but like prudently. What do you think that means? Give Alyssa some prudent fears.
Oh,
is it a question in Cancer Moon asked, I heard you have to speak Arabic to read the Quran all the way.
It's not true. This is a lie invented by the Muslims. Islam, in my opinion, and I think most people's opinion who are educated, has nothing to do with the Quran. And it's a very Arab-centric religion that's based on extraneous books outside of the Quran, which attempt to curve the information in the Quran into a pro-Arab kind of weird thing, where most Muslims are obsessed with what are called hadith, or stories of Islam, and the hadith are 93 books. In just one set of them is 93 volumes, and they want you to read these 93 volumes of books to understand one book. And the book doesn't need any of those 93 volumes. It's self-explanatory. You could just read the book and get it. But do you need to speak Arabic? No, there's a great translation by Sam Garens in English, and it's really good. The only time you would need Arabic is if you want to look up a specific word and make your own understanding of it, because it's written in Old Arabic, so not even modern Arab speakers.
I was gonna say that, yeah, like it's a very complicated form of Arabic, and having like to be able to study that without creed of like preconceived notions of something you're jumping into, it would be beneficial, obviously, to learn the words for yourself and do research. But again, Sam Garens, I'll just share a site right now, just so you guys know for reference, and his website is Koranite.com, and it is the Quranic Complete Revelation translated by Sam Garens, and you could do further research there. There's full PDF there's full PDF for free. There's also your ability to purchase it. There's also audio. If you click the audio section, you can get the whole thing here, and you click it, and it's downloaded. You can like listen to the whole thing, and it's pretty freaking accurate.
I mean, to answer the question, you wouldn't need Arabic any more than you need Aramaic to understand the Bible. Like, yeah, you do need.
We all want to learn Sumerian. Like, we all want to learn like.
There are times.
What's the book? The Lotus Sutra's in. What language is it in? Syriac?
No, Sanskrit.
Sanskrit. Like, I want to learn friggin' Sanskrit and be able to read for myself the true meaning. But
even
over
all
that
these books
part of
are
my
written
life.
in ancient languages anyway, so it's really impossible. You just kind of have to. If you
God
have
will give you the real meaning.
If you have a question about a word, just look it up and make your own definition.
And God says in the Quran plainly, if you have a question while reading the Quran, God will answer it through the Quran.
Mm-hmm. So Bad Boy says, sometimes I feel America is kind of dead in some aspects. A tree without roots destroyed many cultures.
I think all countries are constraints.
When we're talking about America, are we talking about North America or
South America or mainland America?
Or just USA?
Probably USA. I don't know. Hold on.
We'll
We'll head back when we know what he means by America. There seems to be an emphasis on Arabic words as like sigils or hieroglyphs that go. What I heard in that sentence personally is that the Islamic regime caused these things called like trigger words, which a lot of even in liberal culture where there's words that they want you to repeat all the time. They kind of have like a magical incantation that they're using for like kind of evil in a way.
Oh yeah, well the Arabs put twist on all the words, and they have a word salah, which is like the equivalent of dharma in Hindi, which is like duty, and they translate it to mean a pronoun, salah with a capital S, which is a specific prayer.
And then the
this.
scholars go like, you can't understand the salah without the hadith, and then you must read the hadith to know the 5 khatas.
Yeah. But about America being kind of dead in some aspects, I mean, well, yeah, all the countries are at this point. It's just a one world order.
Yeah, it's a one world
don't need America
fascist
anymore.
regime.
They don't need the USA anymore, so they're collapsing it from the inside.
And it was going to be that way hundreds of years in
needed
advance.
The
They
USA.
already
They used to need
to
it
usher
because
in-
it was a strategic location to breed a military for NATO's army. They needed the crazy Americans who will run out there and shoot everyone up and be like USA. And once they did that to everyone they had to do it,
They're done with
collapse
you.
America on the inside.
What I
which is
think of
what's happening
countries
now.
is like we've been lied to so long. We've been lied to so long that I feel like we're on one world order and everything's just an illusion, and that each country is just a different fancy name for a different part of this slave encampments that we're all on, and that we are all being lied to on a mass scale, and we are all being manipulated in different ways. And each country is like its own different form of mind control that they're implementing on maybe just a few select tribes. I know there's like tribe of Seth, tribe of Cain. There's tribe.
People think we're
tribes.
run by man, but they think we're run by white men, but we're run by little red men with horns and pitchforks.
We're
and
run
tails.
by like
We're run by the
etheric
devil.
electricity, demonic parasites, archons.
We're run by the devil himself, and I believe he lives in a floating island on top of Hyperborea, on top of Mount Meru. What's wrong with your neck?
It so hurts because my hormones are balancing, and this
Mm.
whole neck is moving into place. It hurts. It's so tight. Like severe.
You need to stand up and stretch.
I'm just cracking it here. Like it just hurts a lot. That's why I'm not like so like there's so much pain. Like I can't even turn
This
it.
just has.
I took it. It's making it hurt a little more.
This is coming out. You need more, and it'll be out.
Yeah.
You got it halfway stuck out the door.
You want me to give me silica too, though? I really want silica because it hurts. It almost hurts too much.
Okay.
I think everything that the demons are presenting to us in media, in politics, all this is just lies and stuff. And the population numbers, most definitely, they're probably definitely wrong. I mean,
So here we go. Silica.
oh my neck, it hurts so. It's so tight, bro. Oh fuck. It's like shooting pain in the side of the back of my neck. Sometimes if you take like just too little silica, it hurts a lot when they're coming out. I had that. I want this one. Ugh. We found silica package today. We share it.
Oh wow, that's awesome. That happens to us a lot as like a sign. It's like a sign from God and his angels. Like we'll have an idea, be walking around, and we have a good idea, and look on the ground, and there's a packet of silica. We actually
Confirmation of a sign, yeah.
and we actually had a friend that told us the same thing was happening to him, but we never told him about it. And he was like, I keep finding silica packets every time I have a good thought, and it reminded me of you guys.
I might have to stand up and stretch
Yeah,
though,
you got
for
to.
sure.
I
Like
can
this
tell.
shit hurts really
You gotta
bad.
do the couple wiggle.
I can't even go fast right now. It's locking up. So,
really?
Cancer Moon, like you seem really cool. Like, well, what's your?
Bad
What's
Boy's
your-
cool,
what's your-
dude. Bad Boys.
No, but I've never
Yeah.
met Cancer Moon's new.
Oh.
Bad Boy is awesome. I don't know Bad Boy either.
Bad Boy's from Montreal, I think.
What's his name?
He's French Canadian.
Oh, he's from yeah. Hold on, I'm having severe problems. Hold on. It's the movie track.
Hey man, it's painful. It's painful getting the demons out. It's painful getting these demons out. I mean, I guess you could call them parasites, because they are parasitic in nature, but they might not be the typical parasite like people think of. But in a way, they are. But my point is, it hurts when they come out.
Oh man.
It's not easy, even though we've kind of explained how to get stuff out with silica. We haven't explained.
Can't read from that far. Can you?
Yeah. Oh, I don't like that angle.
I like alternative metaphysical info.
Oh yeah, thank you. Here, I'll put it back where it was.
All right, you can read it.
Yeah,
Oh, fuck,
But-
it hurts.
yeah. It's really painful getting these things out.
Well, I'm gonna have to shower. It's like spasming. Like,
Yeah, go shower.
hard.
No, I don't think you showered today.
I did.
You
I
did?
showered and I blow dried my hair.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Can we just like we'll cut it at like an hour?
No, go jump in there. I'll handle it. You
I
got
would like us to meet on mutual grounds. How about we have another 20 minutes on here?
no. Go shower. You're in pain. It'll help.
No, I don't feel like showering.
Why? You don't trust me?
No, that's not why. I want to be on here. I want us to wait like 20
Well, stand
minutes.
up and stretch. You didn't really stretch. Stand up more. Like wiggle around a little bit.
I'm wiggling in my seat.
No, you
It's
gotta
working.
stand up, man.
You do it sitting down all the time. You don't have to force me. Next
No,
time you
no,
have the
force
proper
you.
wiggle, I'm telling you what to do exactly.
Okay.
You won't like that.
It's okay.
You're lying.
Well, I won't.
Mm.
Just try it. Just try it for me.
I'm doing good. I want to be in this, you know?
Okay. Well,
Silica like sea moss.
oh, that's a good
Said the
idea.
motherfuck so many brains, whole artificial archetypal world. Yeah, it's a lie, but that's what the demon is, the deceiver. And that's the point of this test isn't to get everything at surface value, it's to use reasoning and figure it out for yourself. And
Well, Christendom. I mean, like, yeah,
what's Christendom?
Christianity.
Oh.
It fucked over cultures in the history we're told, but we don't really know. Like,
We don't know how
we don't know-
valid most of these
Yeah, how
I believe
valid-
there was a cataclysmic reset in 1800, which would throw all the dates off and historical events.
yeah. I mean, we personally believe in mud floods, so like a lot of this stuff we don't know if Christianity was invented like 200 years ago. To be honest, because
Yeah, the Quran
we know
could have
the
been
Bible
revealed,
was
like-
edited heavily. So
Yeah, there's extra. It's actually don't say the needle.
oh yeah, in the
needle.
needle. I personally think it's Morgellons because here's my experience. The Morgellons are like demons. They can move in any direction. They can go through walls. They can come out of electricity, come out of your TV, come out anywhere. Now, when I went to New York recently, where everybody has the vaccine, like they all wear the mask, everything. I had way more Morgellon demons coming in me and having to remove them and getting them out and than ever. So do I think it's Morgellons? Yeah. Basically all the medications, everything they give us, it's either to feed the parasites or it just straight up has parasites in it, and the parasites are these little Morgellon things. Sometimes they're etheric in nature. It might even be a spell or a sigil that gets them into the medication.
Yeah, it's pharmacopoeia. It's black
But
magic.
I definitely think it's the same thing they spray on us in the chemtrails that's in the vaccine. And I don't know if you saw our last video or a couple of videos ago, but we think that they're trying to work up our tolerance to this poisoning so that when Gog and Magog, which are cannibal armies, hordes of people from beyond this part of the earth realm, when they invade as the Antarctic melts, which is the only thing protecting us from them invading, they are going to invade and eat us. And the only way, there's not enough of us to fight them. There's not enough of us that we could do anything about it. So when they invade, the best way to kill them, because they are cannibals, would be to poison their food source, which is us. So they're kind of like poisoning us as much as they can. So when Gog and Magog come from every four corners of the earth to devour us whole, they're going to die. We're going to die. And then what's left is the elites with their bunkers. And I'm sure they got their slaves. I hate to say the word, but they got sex slaves, every type of slave, their pizza.
Well,
you know,
I also
whatever.
feel like they're gonna have a fake alien invasion.
Mhm.
That they're gonna be like, the aliens have invaded. These little green men are running around, and it's like that's Gog and Magog, and they're not aliens, but
Yeah, they're going to probably pass it off as an alien invasion. But etheric nanotechnology, yeah, that's the Morgellons. That's what we're talking about. It's like etheric in the sense that it doesn't all the time have a physical form, although it does have a physical form, just not exclusively that. It's nano because it's tiny, and it is technology because at a certain point, like black
They're, like,
magic and
electrical-
technology is like almost the same
well,
thing.
the demons run off off electricity. They are like electricity.
Yeah. And yeah, they're copying the fabric of the parasitic Morgellon entities. I mean, for some reason, Silica gets them out. And what I really think is that, like, God is ultimately in control, and even the devil has to obey God. And I think that God is like, if you're going to poison them with freaking Morgellons, if you're going to poison them with Morgellons, at least give them silica packets. You could say do not eat, whatever, but just make sure there's enough of them around that everyone could have some. Because for me, the demons, they could come out from hands-on healing, but they never really came out the way that they did until I started taking silica dioxide. Like, I personally was going through mental health. I would have to get mandated injections from the state in usually my ass, but I started getting it in my delts later on. But I would do hands-on healing, and as I would perform it, I would feel all these beads of sand coming out. Now later on, as I took silica, it went from being beads of sand to actual like little pieces. Like they look kind of like scabs, but they always have three little black dots in them, and the black dots are actually triangles, really tiny triangles. And so, and they also work in triangles. Like I have this triangle here somewhere.
So I may go on and on about that and stuff. So
Yeah. But there that
push it's a semiconductor silica, and it boosts your chi energy levels. And then these parasites don't really want to be in like a high chi body, because that's kind of their it's like a life hack. It's like a crack code that when you add that code, silica, bracket #/ they leave, and the more, high frequency you're vibrating, the less you're going to have, and vice versa. So
silica is the basis.
My neck is killing me right now just because I have one coming out. Like here, I had a broken jaw. So I still have like a broken jaw, but I have them coming out. Hold on. It's really hard to get an angle. Ugh.
Yeah, you can see it.
So it's like shooting through like my neck, and I think like disease enters the tape of the neck so that it's a hot target, and this is like the worst pain I've ever been in, I think. Right now, right in this moment.
Oh yeah, well,
shooting through my arm. Like
they target the neck specifically because it's the apex of the body, the vertex or whatever. You have the center line going through it and the line of the shoulders, and where they intersect would be the tape of the neck, which is the most vulnerable spot because it has so many different body parts tied to it. But what I was going to say is silica is the basis of clay and dirt and sand. And they say that mankind is made out of clay. Now, this is kind of hard to wrap your head around from a scientific perspective, but that's because we've been lied to about everything. If you just think of the colors of sand and clay and dirt, we have all the colors as our skin colors. I mean, there's all various shades of sand and dirt that's possibly be. So that's one link right there. So if we are made of sand and clay, as almost every Holy Scripture ever says in every religion, then it's logical that if we take silica, especially the dioxide form, that those two little oxygens could come off it. You're left with the silica molecules. So you have the basis building block of every single part of your body,
So
because
is it the
we're based
oxygen
on sand. No, it's
that
the.
combines with the carbon, or silica itself binds with
If
carbon
we are to
molecules?
believe what we're told in
Yeah, let's take
chemistry,
chemistry, yeah.
it's silica and two oxygens, although I highly doubt that. But my point is that if you get the basic building block for your body that your whole body is based out of, then you can regenerate everything. And then on
Yeah.
top of that, the piezoelectric charge, you're boosting the amount of silica. That's more silica under pressure. That's more electricity in your body. And I actually heard on CBC radio while I was in the mental home in Montreal, listening to the radio on 14-day mandatory quarantine by myself in a room for 14 days. They actually had a CBC radio show about eating glass, and how if you actually eat a tiny amount of glass, all of these things in your body can regenerate that were previously by science thought not to be able to regenerate, like brain cells, bones, certain organs, certain diseases.
What's interesting? They say that silica in the fake science community, they label it as being able to flush metals from the brain, preventing dementia or improving on Alzheimer's disease and forms of cancer in the brain. So, I mean, just there, in place I'd remove dementia and cancer and replace that with demons, which cause dementia and cancer, it provably flushes. And funny thing, the Japanese, right? Or is it Chinese for the word metal is jin?
Oh yeah, Chinese for the word metal is jin. Japanese, the word metal is human, and is also jin, right? Japanese jin means human, Chinese jin means metal, and Arabic jin means demon. And the Morgellons are seemingly kind of metallic. They are metal. They are demons like Arabic, and they do inhabit humans. So it makes sense that 3 different languages would use this word to describe 3 different aspects of Morgellons. They're jinn because they're metal, they're jinn because they're human, and they're jinn because they're demons.
And silica, it being the building block of matter in the science, they
Yeah.
say silica building block of matter is in all beings that were made of earth is silica. So, I mean, what's one thing you want to take to
Well,
be
definitely.
better?
Bad Boy asked about our take on RH negative. Like, rhesus monkey negative people are supposedly like the bloodline of England. The Queen of England, for example, is RH negative or RH negative, so she can't have kids with a normal human being. That's why typically the royals only marry other royals, like Kate Winslet and Prince
Wow.
Harry or
What
whatever.
if there's
But-
among us RH negatives and they manipulate reality so that you'd have to be like, what if we're both RH negative? and
No,
we're
I
manipulating
I have my own theory
That's
on
what I
this.
thought when I heard
What
it.
I personally think is that they are half demon, half human hybrids, and they need a other half demon, half human hybrid.
in order to
and
get that ratio. of
The
demon,
redhead
right?
one, the redhead royal who married the broad from America, and they live in Canada. He was not the king's son with Diana. Diana cheated on him, and that's why he could marry a normal American, whatever, because he wasn't authentic RH negative bloodline.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, I think
Wow.
they're shape-shifting demons, and I personally believe that Queen Elizabeth II is Queen Elizabeth I.
Yeah.
I don't think anything ever changed. I think she could shapeshift. She's a demon.
It's like
She lives on
400
a cannibal
years
diet.
old, right?
I don't know if you guys ever heard about Queen Elizabeth was caught hitting a bus of 40 Enoch school children in Canada,
With a squad.
and their bodies were like never found or something, and she was basically more or less caught like cannibalizing an entire bus of school children, and they have some way that they pass it off or whatever.
Well, I
But
think reptilian bloodlines is like an archonic morphing, like shaping
Mm-hmm.
human. I think it's like when they go combo mode with the jinn so much.
oh yeah, and you mentioned Alzheimer's. If you look into Kurotherapy.fr, It's a French website. They actually explain Alzheimer's as a vampiric parasite, and silica will remove heavy metals in your brain, so logically it could cure Alzheimer's. But not only
Also
that,
exercises.
you know, if you want to read into further how Alzheimer's is caused by a parasite, there's actually really good information on chirotherapy. And it's not spelled like therapy, like American style. It's spelled with a P-I-E.
You can drop the link right now.
French?
If you want.
Yeah, I'll
You want
drop
me to
the
hyperdrive
link.
it in?
Um,
Don't leave that page, silly.
I'm not leaving the page.
Oh, I was gonna hyperlink it to Chirotherapy website.
I think it'll work.
Oh, you knew that? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I got it memorized. But yeah.
You know what I just
So
realized?
well,
Roku TV is Kuro flipped around. It's like the opposite of
Mhm.
Kuro. It's giving you Jen's TV.
oh yeah, that's
Kuro,
true.
Roku, yeah.
But he says a few tribes are RH.
Anyway, I don't know. Any tribe I think could have that possession.
Well, to bring it back to the Quran makes a distinction between demons, Satans, and the devil himself.
and then humans possessed humans.
Well, there's
and-
a word for
Demons.
demons that are used for demons. There's a word that's used for the devils, and there's a word for that seems to be like a hybrid human devil.
I don't care about the queen. She's very like interesting for a time. Like
Yeah,
I
the
don't
queen
care
is a
much for
class
anything on
act.
this world.
Yeah, the
To
queen.
be
The queen is
honest.
a class act, though. We're
Like,
we're
yeah.
gonna miss her when she's gone. In a
Oh
way.
yeah, you're a huge loss for 500-year-old
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
Oh, well, person demon thing.
Well, there was this TV show where I never saw it. I don't remember the name, but my friend told me about it. And the people are cannibals, and they're obsessed with eating people, so they have a sphere of influence. And the more souls they consume, the wider their sphere of influence is. So I really think that the queen is like a 700-800-year-old cannibal who has a very wide sphere of influence from eating so many souls.
But maybe if she dies, more back people would die.
Yeah, I don't think she's really dying. I think she'll probably be
I think
there
she's like
to-
living
to
off the life
near the
force
end
of a lot of
times.
people,
Yeah.
and like if like hypothetically speaking, if there were less people here, we'd all be healthier and bigger. You want to ignore that statement, or is that true? I mean, would you validate that comment?
Yeah, if there was less people here, we'd all be healthier and bigger. But I think that's what they're trying to do with freaking poisoning us so the Goog and Magoogs eat us. Then everyone's dead. Then they can just have actual, like, rich people controlling the whole world, and the rest of the people are actual slaves. Like, whoever survived, they're going to try to, like,
Yeah, I thought the
Yeah.
queen did die once. Like I remember I woke up like super morning. I felt like she
Yeah.
can't die. Like she's not eternal, but
she's still here. I hear her in my head. She's
Yeah,
like,
me
ah. She's out there somewhere. Even if she fakes her death again,
you know who's still around? Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson.
I still hear his fucking laugh.
Michael Jackson.
He has yet to come to me in a dream.
We'll tell you a quick story. So there was a rumor that Michael Jackson was this guy, David Rothenberg, a burn victim. Well, a burn victim.
Yeah, he's a burn victim.
Yeah, he is a burn victim. And the population probably is decreasing. That's right, Matt. We're definitely being
that's
lied
taller
to.
already.
But what we don't know is
man.
beyond the inner Earth, or beyond this part of the Earth, is the population increasing? Who knows? Probably is, because they're all cannibals.
Well, then the other parts
Yeah.
of the earth are probably increasing.
Yeah, but freaking, what were we just talking
With
about?
Michael Jackson.
So we did a little research. Dave, is this guy Michael Jackson?
David Rothenberg.
We found his Instagram, Dave HQ. We found his Facebook, started messaging him, and she was talking to him mainly. And
okay, here I'll tell it. You're assuming that the audience knows
yeah,
a lot more than they do in
yeah.
this situation. Fuck, my neck hurts. Okay. So I hit up David Rothenberg on Instagram, and we were speaking on the phone pretty much daily. We were friends for a while, all of us, and I knew this with notions that this guy is Michael Jackson. he dropped a lot of hints. I'm not lying. I wish I had screenshots of us talking and like things. I wish I saved to this day, but I've lost like 3 phones since then. And I wish I could tell you. Hold on, Jim's hurt.
Well,
I want to tell you that one time I was bedazzling clothing, and I told him, hey Dave, I'm bedazzling clothing, and he's like, oh, could you bedazzle me just a left-hand glove? Later that day, I went for a walk on a trail just to go on a nature walk. There were only left-hand gloves in a bag or something, or just left on top of a pile, like on like a piece of a broken down tree. All left-handed gloves, it was like 10 of them, one hand. And I was like, this is some like crazy motherfucker.
Dave would
gloves,
be like,
bro.
Dave claimed to be a Jewish kid, only a little bit older than me,
from Brooklyn, where I'm from, and he didn't know nothing about Brooklyn.
Nothing about Brooklyn. She's from there. And he claimed to be Jewish, yet in one story he was telling us when he was a kid and he was getting his hair braided and had Jerry curls and stuff, and those are black people's haircuts. Furthermore, if you look at his back, there's some shots of his photo where you can see his skin is still black.
A lot of signs point to that Michael Jackson was a fake person, basically. It was real. But
he's real.
Got burned in the Pepsi commercial. When he started wearing the mask with the saying he had vitiligo and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Pepsi
wearing the
commercial.
Prosthetic hands.
It blew up in his face, and he was like this, and it got
deformed,
his hands fucked up his face.
He was hiding his true form from the big screen, and it's a really tragic story.
Yeah, and he was traumatized
really
when he was molesting those children. He was traumatized.
Okay.
Not that it justifies it, but
we don't know for sure though.
Yeah, we don't know for sure. If he did do it, he was really traumatized.
He might. But wouldn't those kids know?
But wouldn't those
kids know that he was a burn victim and say that?
Yeah, that's true.
That was my biggest defense because I really spoke to him. He seemed like he really had to. They did it as a test because they were saying, "Are you gonna come out and really come out as Michael Jackson, Dave?" And he's like, "No, haha, I'm gonna stay as Dave." And we're like, "What if we put a hit piece on you that you're a molester?" And he's like, "Oh, that sucks, but you know what? He's dead. And I'm Dave."
Yeah.
So maybe they did it as a test for him to see if he'd crack. And he almost did because I almost exposed him. And
well, this is what
happened.
Again. This is how he died.
I know it sounds like a crazy.
I made a rap song. I didn't
shit.
personally really talk to him aside from sometimes messaging him.
I made a song about him.
But I made a rap song about how I'm friends with Michael Jackson, and it was like
we showed it to him because you felt like it was.
I sent it to him, and then a week later he supposedly died
of a heroin overdose.
And then they said
I spoke to the man every day, and I took kratom. And it's a fishy story. And he was like, "Don't take kratom. That's an opiate, right?" I'm like, "No, it's not really an opiate, but it's like a kind of like a mu opioid or whatever."
Yeah, and one thing I learned.
Move on right now,
wait. One thing I learned talking to Dave, and this is important, is we tend to assume our enemies are stronger than we think. We tend to assume if you're in the Illuminati, you're a Freemason, you're the highest level, highest paid entertainer. We think everything and all this inside information. But Dave didn't really know anything more than the common person. He didn't know about flat Earth. He didn't really know he knew about Gog and Magog. He met one of them at a party before, and he said they only talk in grunts.
Wait, he said he was sleeping in. I'm sorry, with the Dave thing, he did say he was sleeping in bed with the kids. So.
Who? Oh yeah, he did. I mean, the dude was I personally think he gave off a big real pedo vibe.
Yeah.
His only other friend besides her was a 17-year-old Muslim girl.
That both of us weren't in the news at all.
And that's what he admits to. That's just what he admits to.
He's like, "Oh, her dad's getting mad because."
And now he's Jack Crooner. He has another personality. He's Jack Crooner.
I'm pissed because I hit up Jack Crooner being like, "I know you're Dave. Yeah. Come on, it's Erica. We spoke every day for a year, and we were gonna come see you." Dave,
who's supposedly dead, still answers his emails, and
as
he
his
answers
mom,
it as
she
his
answered
mom.
mine and said, "Oh, you were friends with Dave. Oh, nice to talk to you, Erica."
And if you look at the Dave, they actually made a movie about Dave. It's called David Rothenberg or something. I think it's called David. It's an 80s movie. And basically they planned this.
I made a fake story about
this whole thing since the Pepsi commercial. And
he went to the land of fake dead celebrities.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna judge him. Like, he was molested too, so like, it doesn't make it right, but
It's just
it's pretty
creepy
bad
wrong,
and
yeah.
weird. It's pretty weird. He was an atheist too, kind of. Yeah, he was an atheist. He was a
was?
self-described atheist. He said he didn't believe in God or never thought about that.
That's weird. He was friends with two Muslims at the time. I was Muslim.
Well,
He was friends
maybe
with two
God
Muslim
was calling
girls.
to him, man. Like, we don't know, because I feel like with the
Maybe
molesting
it
thing,
changed, though, and,
he
like,
was hideously deformed, and he seemed like he liked girls. Like, he wasn't like,
well, he liked me like
he
that.
was hideously deformed, and he reverted to his childhood personality when he used to get molested. Yeah. So no, Dave is definitely Michael Jackson, 100%. We were friends with him. That motherfucker is Michael Jackson. He sings, he makes music. Of course, they say he's dead now. So
you can
there's
look
no
up
way to back
videos
it
on
up.
YouTube. There's some good evidence.
There-
Dave. Look up Dave on YouTube. Dave is Michael Jackson, or David Rothenberg is Michael Jackson. There's like a myriad of people already made videos.
Well,
about
yeah,
this
but
stuff.
some.
I just personally experienced him, and I could personally
Well, the
as a
biggest
witness
proof-
say that it's true.
The biggest proof out of what's left on the internet is if you look, there was an art magazine that did artistic photos of Dave, and you could see his back in
His
some of the
br-
photos,
his
and he still
dark
has
skin, yeah.
brown skin, exactly the same shade as Michael Jackson before the quote unquote skin bleaching, because he had quote unquote vitiligo.
Well, at the end, the moral of the story is,
There are celebrities that are not who we
Crazy,
think,
yeah.
like Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is Little Xans, and
sometimes people say, "What's the point of knowing all this?" Well, it's mind expanding. It's truth, and it's weird, and you know what I mean. It grows a part of your brain you don't get to work out all the time, being in a fake realm.
and the people who only see things on the surface level can never, Okay, well, we're gonna wrap it up. She's in agony. It was nice talking to
Wait,
you
oh
all.
no, I do a spiel at the end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm having more Johns coming out, and the pain is very intense tonight. But I had a really great time with all of you, and we'll be back soon. And yeah, feel free to hit me up. Peace. God is great beyond measure. I appreciate everyone that supports us and gets to learn from this information and helps us learn too. So yeah, they're just shooting out of my neck. I took a tea to get them out, and it's just intense. Peace.